Hello there. Thank you so much for joining us on Joy Asanya Live this beautiful evening. As you know, immediately you see us, you already know we are getting into national issues, one that affects you and I, and trying to foster solutions to those issues. Today we'll be discussing the PDP. We've been hearing several aspects of the PDP in the news. Recently, the former national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Dr. Iyachu Ayu, has withdrawn the court action he instituted against the party, I beg your pardon, over his controversial removal from office barely 2 years ago, into his four-year term. This action has removed legal impediments likely to mitigate against the emergence of his replacement from the North Central. Start speaking about the regional component of what's going on. Ahead of the 98th National Executive Committee meeting, that's the next meeting of the PDP scheduled for tomorrow, that's Thursday, the National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party has passed a vote of confidence on the party's acting national chairman, Umar Damagun, amidst call for his removal. What is indeed happening? What are those issues around the PDP, and how can we forge forward? How can the party forge forward, rather? That's what we'll be discussing. And in the studio to discuss all of this is Honorable Idris Kalgo, a PDP chieftain. Thank you so much for being part of the program.
Thank you, Joy.
Yes, it's good to see you here again. It's been such a long time.
Yeah.
We'll go for a short break. When we return, we'll get into the crux of the matter, issues around the PDP and way forward. We'll be right back. Very Honorable Kalgo, thank you again for being part of the program. I'm not sure I don't know where we can start. Elections are over, but in the news earlier, the papers were carrying Atiku is still our national leader. It seems like there is a faction asking for a Wike as political party leader. What's all this ruckus about?
Well, for me, I think it's even an insult for someone to compare Wike and Atiku, because you can't compare a leader and a follower, no matter how it is, because Atiku is one of the few founding fathers of the party, of the PDP. He has fought for this party massively, with lots of achievement in the party. Because of Atiku, PDP stands where it stands right now. And many of the followers of the PDP are supporting PDP because of Atiku. So if you compare Wike and Atiku, I don't even know where to even start from.
So where are all these calls coming from? I mean, it just seems like the PDP, there are sections of the PDP that have woken up to it. I read about a certain group in the PDP asking that we cannot give Atiku a ticket come 2027. I would have thought that's a long way to go. We've also seen others having to discuss several issues around it. Okay, it's time to punish or make punitive measures on certain individuals. Minister Wike being one of them. So why is it rife at this moment? What's stirring the waters this very moment?
Oh, thank you for that question, actually. And what is politics? Politics is about number. And everybody have the right to contest, as long as you're eligible to contest. 2009, 2019, 2023, was Atiku a consensus candidate?
He wasn't. He got into the election, exactly.
This is politics. If Wike thinks he is better than Atiku, then let him come out and contest. 2029, he came out, he supported Tambuwal. Atiku won primaries in Port Harcourt, right in the north of Wike. That is politics, with an even clear margin between him and the second position, who happens to be Tambuwal. In 2023, the same thing, Wike contested. Atiku contested. So I don't like people saying it is Atiku or nobody. Atiku never says, I should be the only one to contest. No, it's an open game. Come out, let's contest. It's simple. So anybody can contest. You, Joy, you are a human being as well. You can as well just join the party now. In the next 6 months, you are eligible to contest for the presidency.
So do you believe that those feeling this are afraid that should he stretch his hands to get that nomination form, chances are he would win it again?
Atiku is the only threat to everybody, including the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They know it, and they know once he's out there, he's going to get it. Atiku won 2019. Atiku won 2023. The problem of Atiku is not about. It's just about. I'll put it this way: it is our own fault. We his supporters.
Okay.
Because where am I saying that is, we don't protect his votes the way it should be.
So this is a case of fraudulent activities during electioneering?
We have seen it, so many things. We have seen how INEC played. We have seen how the security personnel also joined. So what is there? Everybody is saying it. It's out there.
But he's been contesting for a very long time. Why would you? Is it a case of him being targeted over and over and over?
You know, it's interests. We have all seen it. Look at it closely, Joy. Atiku is the only politician who have been relevant since 1980s till date. Go and check history. Why is it so? Because he's a very good politician and he play politics with caution, and then he understand the Nigerian politics better. So if people are clamoring saying that must it be Atiku all the time? No, we are not saying it must be Atiku all the time. It's an open game. You want to contest? Go out and contest. It's open.
But we also know what happens behind the scene, especially for one, like you just said, as Atiku, who has been a founding father. We know how it often happens because of the influence. It often stifles the wings of others who want to contest within the political party. So is that the case that's playing out? Is that why a lot of people are beginning to say, you know what, because of the influence he has in the political party, let him not even stretch his hand to get that nomination form?
Have you seen anybody say that I am a national delegate and Atiku have come to me and say, hey, you must vote for me? No.
Often it's not how it goes. I mean, I have
But if you look at it, how many governors do we have in the PDP? Let me give you an example on the last primaries. And some of these governors were not even supporting Atiku. So if you are telling me that, okay, it's because of the influence.
When you say the governors that weren't supporting, are you referring to the G5?
Exactly.
Right, okay. Beyond the G5, were there others you suspect were not supporting Atiku?
That's a topic for another day.
Oh, wow. Okay, but let's focus on this. Yes. The G5 weren't supporting Atiku at the time.
Sure,
okay.
They weren't. And then he won it. But why is it Atiku all the time? That is the biggest problem. That's one thing Nigeria should ask. Why Atiku all the time? Atiku happens to be the cool guy. He doesn't respond to critics. He doesn't respond to people insulting him. So on and so forth. But look at it. But the G5, whenever they want to do something, they will throw it out to Atiku. And now you look at the case going on between Damagun, the acting chairman, who have already exceeded his own tenure as an acting chairman of the party. We have a constitution. We are not animals. We are a party that is bounded with the constitution. So how can you tell me that after you have exceeded your tenure, stay as an acting chairman, then you still want to contest, and then you are telling me that the NWC also passed a vote of confidence on you? Do they have that right to do so?
Beyond the suspension, there's that speculation. I mean, you are here now to maybe clear it up for us. Do you think his allegiance is to the minister of the FCT?
Of course he is.
What's the evidence you have to prove
that? It's all clear. It's all there.
How is that?
You know, Wiki always talk. He has his own. It is his own opinion. He can say anything. He can call on the media and say whatever he wants to say. But we don't care. We have seen it. Most of them and the other people working on it, and we even have some of the members of the National Working Committee working for him. We know it.
National Working Committee,
exactly.
Within the political party,
within the party, yes.
Of course, definitely. I mean, I would expect that the PDP since Wike has never torn, like we often see the dramatic tearing of the card, he still insists that he's a member of the People's Democratic Party. So it's only natural that he will have supporters within the party. Why is that a problem?
Let me make you understand something, Joy. PDP made Wike whoever he is now, whether he likes it or not.
Okay.
That's one. And then PDP have a constitution, which also stated among one of the punishments says, if you do any anti-party, you should be expelled from the party. Wike did anti-party openly. Says, I'm going to support Asiwaju for the presidential election, way before even the presidential election, which he did. Openly. He did? Of course he did, openly.
No, well, I didn't stumble on that. I remember there was such a time he said he was going to announce who he would support.
He said it on the national TV that he is going to support Tinubu. He's not in support of Atiku. We have said it before the election.
Okay.
That was why the presidential candidate could not even go to Rivers State for a presidential rally. Then you ask yourself that question. If our National Working Committee stands firm, what happened to our constitution that says any person, any member who do anti-party should be expelled? And then you come back and tell me that the courts have the court has given an injunction that Wike should not be expelled. Does court have any right to interfere in the party affairs?
In this constitution you mentioned, are there defined lines as to what is referred to as anti-party?
Exactly. Anti-party is simple. You came public and say, okay, I'm not in support of your party candidates. That's anti-party. It's simple. And he has said that. And even after the election, Wike granted interview with the Channels TV with some of the journalists and says he does not even regret it. Even in 2027, he's going to support Asiwaju again. So what kind of a party will allow such a person to be in that party?
Is it a problem that another political party deemed him fit for a role such as Minister of the Federal Capital Territory? Is that something that is a hard pill for the PDP to swallow?
When you talk about the PDP is way far bigger than Wike.
Of course, however, is that one of the reasons why there are calls for punitive measures to be meted? I mean, beyond this proclamation you talked about.
The whole thing we are talking about is he supporting a different presidential candidate rather than his own candidate. If you could remember during the primaries, you know, internet never lies, never forgets. Wike on the national TV says, whosoever emerge as a winner at the presidential election, he is going to support that person wholeheartedly. Unfortunately, he has shown who he is. He's a liar.
Okay, going against his words.
Exactly. As somebody, you know, there's a particular age of time when you get whatever, you shouldn't be reversing back to things you say on national TV.
Okay, as a national
person,
right.
He's a well-respected person in his own zone, and then you said, okay, I'm going to support whosoever emerge. Openly on a free and fair primaries.
Right.
Atiku won. Atiku went to his house to thank him. Mr. Wike, come, let's work as a team. But all this saga started after he knew that he wasn't going to get the vice president. That was all this thing started. And let me get this thing right to you, Joy. Wike is always thinking as if like, okay, he's the reason behind why Atiku did not get the presidency. No. We don't even want him in the party. He can go as well, whatever he wants to, let him do it.
Do all the PDP members stand beside you on this? Majority of them. However, we've not seen any sort of punitive measures meted on Wike himself. And I wanted to also ask, you talked about Wike doing anti-party, but you people celebrated when several other political parties would shift zone. There were people within other political parties who voted for your candidate. There were others who endorsed your candidate, even though they were members of other political parties. So why is it such a problem? And another question I would like to ask, as a nationalist yourself, do you think Wike's agitations at the time was legitimate when he said this zoning does not favor certain parts of the country?
Where was he when Jonathan was contesting? Was he not a member? Was he not a minister during Jonathan presidency?
He was.
Then why didn't he go against Jonathan? It was the turn of the North. Yaradua died. It was supposed to be a northerner to continue. Why didn't he agitate for that on that issue?
Well,
Why? Because
constitutionally at the time, the vice continues that mandate.
This issue of zoning is a party affair, not a Nigerian. It's not in the Nigerian constitution. It's a party affair. If he is agitating for the Southerner to be president, why didn't he do the same thing during Jonathan? Was it because he is part of the government? Was it because he's benefiting? Or what? The whole thing that he's agitating for the Southerner is because of the fear of Atiku. That is the whole thing. It's just to get Atiku out of line. That's the only thing they're afraid of. He is supporting Tinubu now. All he's thinking, and the biggest threat Tinubu have as an opponent is Atiku in 2027. So the easiest way they think that, okay, now let's get Atiku out of the PDP so that we can find our way in, and then we give Tinubu a soft landing to win the presidency in 2027. That's the whole plan.
Okay, so Iyachayu has withdrawn his case against the PDP. What did you do? What did you people do to get him there? Is it like some epiphany happened and he's like, yep, this is the best way to go?
We'll find out tomorrow.
We will find out tomorrow. Is there a role that he's supposed to play? I need to have an understanding, because I know that he kept pushing for what he termed an unfair way he was brought down as national chairman of the party.
You know, this NWC refused to call for a NEC meeting for a very long time, and now tomorrow is going to be the next NEC meeting, and then Ayocha, you have withdrawn his own case. You know, there's this local saying that says there's something in the fire.
Something is brewing.
A hot beans. So we'll find out tomorrow. Is it going to be porridge beans? Is it going to be just beans and oil and Maggi? We'll find out tomorrow.
Okay, I would like to find out tomorrow. It's not far off. By His grace, we'll be here to find it out. Is he going to be reinstated as national chairman of the party? I have no idea, but interesting times in the PDP. Now let's talk about this group of legislators that petitioned the acting national chairman, Umar Damagun. What happened there? I remember them saying that there were times when it didn't seem like he was for his interest is for the PDP, and that is why they are pushing for his suspension.
What they were saying is that Damagun is playing a double game, that he's answerable to APC. That it is indirectly he's working for the APC. So if a national chairman of a party like PDP is playing the same card with the opposition party, the APC, what is he going to do there? Does he have any conscience? Now we have 60-member House of Reps saying that it's either he go or they leave the party. So what is it? Then you ask yourself a question. Have the NWC called for any meeting on that? No, they didn't. Because they have no respect for the party rules and regulations anymore. The same NWC, we have somebody who contested, that's the current secretary now, who contested in the Imo State gubernatorial election and failed woefully. Couldn't win a single local government in a gubernatorial for a PDP candidate. It's a big shame to PDP on that issue, and then still come back again and say, I still remain as the secretary. Are we okay? What is really wrong with the PDP?
After he had resigned, of course, to go run
and
for
contests, and then still come back and say, hey, God have reinstated me back again, I'm now the secretary again. Are we okay? Like, what's really going on? Is that how we're going to get our party
that
back?
the PDP lack hands?
We lack discipline. That's the biggest problem we are facing now. And tomorrow it's now left to the NEC, the National Executive Council, the BOT, and other chieftains of the PDP to do the needful tomorrow. If they fail to do the needful tomorrow, I don't think the people will have any sympathy or support for PDP again, because millions of people are looking up to PDP for a new Nigeria. If we can fix our party because of this simple issue, then how can we fix the country again? So the people will decide whether to stay with PDP or not after the next meeting tomorrow.
Okay. Well, we'll go for a very short break to return to discuss so much more. The National Working Committee had, declared their vote of confidence on the acting national chairman of the PDP. What is the dynamics of the PDP in Rivers State, where the Honorable Minister of the FCT comes from? The governor of the state is still PDP. However, almost, I think the entire State House of Assembly of the APC will still have to discuss the hope for the PDP. How can they get their house in order? We'll be right back. This is Joy Asoni Live.
While wrapping up the day, unwind with the reminiscence of the day's news from home and abroad with Kaftan TV 7 p.m. News.
Good to have you join us on Kaftan News at 7.
Nigerians are living in up to 5%. Our young people, we propose the Harmony Symphony.
It's good to have you join us on Kaftan TV News at 7.
We found that the 10 naira is not actually sufficient.
National foreign news headlines. Get balanced, accurate facts on the latest news in business, politics, entertainment, sports, and more. Live from our studios.
Many thanks for watching. Join us again at 9
Kaftan TV News.
Welcome back from that break. Like I told you earlier, we'll be discussing so much. The vote of confidence that was given to the acting national chairman. What's that about? Can the National Working Committee give a vote of confidence? Would also get to Rivers State, the peculiarity of governance in Rivers State with what's going on, having that diverse political interest in the state. Would also talk about how we would ensure that subsequent national chairman in the political party, the People's Democratic Party, would be protected, those seats protected, one that will follow some sort of structure so that we do not see there's a threat on that seat all the time. Honorable Idris Kalgo is still with us, PDP chieftain. Again, I thank you for staying with us. But let's go to this National Working Committee vote of confidence. Does that give you some sort of concern that if indeed the acting national chairman, like you had alluded earlier, that if indeed he's in allegiance with the minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, and you're having the entire National Working Committee, declare a vote of confidence on him, do you think the rot is deep?
Do the National Working Committee have the right to pass a confidence on him?
Irrespective, is that some sort of allegiance?
He is one of them. We don't even trust them anymore. They don't own the party. Who own the party? PDP is for all of us. Majority of the people don't even trust the current National Working Committee. So how can they still come and say that, okay, now we have passed a vote of confidence on this so person? What happened to the constitution that says an acting chairman will only stay in office for a period of time? What are we teaching our upcoming members?
I was asking earlier if the PDP lacked hands.
We lack discipline.
Right. So we are still looking forward to tomorrow. How disappointed would you be if it doesn't go in your own idea of that steps that will show sanity in the party?
I'll be very disappointed, and then I'll take measures.
Which would include maybe leaving the party?
By tomorrow we'll know.
I really need to know. I like that you're speaking in parables.
We'll find out by tomorrow. Not only me, millions of the PDP members.
It is that bad?
Absolutely it is.
Because
we don't trust the National Working Committee anymore. We don't. We need an active opposition party. The members and the supporters are so eager. They're hungry to get power back. But unfortunately, just few members of the party who are opportune to be on that particular seat are now toying with millions of supporters of the party. Tell me, how can we get to 2027 with such people in the as members of the National Working Committee? The same people for somebody who resigned to contest for governor and then still return back again and say he remains in that position.
And he did get a seat.
If we are going to play a fair game, it should be somebody from the North Central to continue the tenure of Ayu. Not somebody from the Northeast. The Magun is not fit to be on that seat. He got there by mistake.
By mistake?
Absolutely. Then he needs to move out of that seat so that this party can move forward.
What kind of leadership are you looking forward to?
Somebody who's vibrant, somebody who can take us to the next level, somebody who can ginger our members, somebody who's going to look at the opposition party and say, hey, look, this is what you're doing wrong, and this is how you should be. We're looking for a leader that will move us, a leader that will make us believe that we are getting this presidency in 2027. Not somebody working for the opposition party.
Wow, that's... Well, we've started seeing flyers, which is very natural. I mean, we've started seeing flyers. Even Senator Gabriel Suswan, I saw his flyer. I've seen other possible candidates or aspirants to the national leadership of the PDP. Is it time for all of that?
It is. You know, PDP is a party that stands for all Nigerians, and then we need to play a fair politics so that the Nigerians will know that, okay, this is where we stand and this is who are going to get us out of this mess we find ourselves in. They are entitled to contest for the office of the chairman.
Of course.
And they are all better than the Magun.
All the aspirants you have found, you have seen...
all of them, they are far better than Damago. All of them.
Okay, now let's move to Rivers State, where we are seeing the peculiarity of governance there. The governor seems to be having a brunt of the other side of Wike, Yesum Wike. It seems like he's standing alone because the PDP, we don't see that much presence of the People's Democratic Party. I remember seeing a PDP chieftain once complain bitterly when the governor came all the way to Abuja for some reconciliatory intervention, and we saw the 8-point intervention that he signed to, and it has not stopped the rift there. The entire State House of Assembly has moved from the PDP. Those who are in the PDP have moved to the APC, and yet we still cannot see that strong PDP support for the governor, and it seems like he's been alone in all of this. Is this some of those issues that the PDP is having in the national that's trickling down to states as important as Rivers State?
You know, Wike thinks that politics is all about sharing money. That's what he thinks about when the word politics is mentioned to him. He thinks it's just money.
I'm trying to understand how this applies.
I'll get you there. And then there's one thing that people need to understand. He have tried in several ways. He have tried in the primaries. The delegates got what they want, and they still go for the better option. 1, 2, and now the issue of River States. Let me come back to River States. How many people have he betrayed before he got to where he is now? Wike himself.
I wouldn't know. Those people are not coming out to speak.
Good. Surely, slowly, most of them will start coming out very soon. And I think even Simfabra is not even doing enough to show him that he is the governor of River States.
He doesn't seem to have the backing of his political party.
As a governor, as a number one citizen of this particular state, you should have a strong structure in your state first before even the national.
I agree with you. However, we also know how he emerged governor.
He is one time supporting Wike.
Exactly,
he was one of the same people who still fought the same PDP article not to even be in the River State for the presidential rally.
But
there are so many things, but now
be it as it may, he is still one of the I mean, the PDP does not enjoy several governors any longer in Nigeria. So if this one, especially one who's fighting your enemy, I should expect that support from the PDP.
When you say fighting your enemy, what do you mean?
I mean,
because he's fighting Wike?
Yes.
Are the same National Working Committee not supporting Wike?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Are we having these issues from the national trickle down to state politics?
Absolutely, we have it. That's why, because for the first time I'm hearing that, how can the national send a list of state ESCO to the states? That was what happened a few days ago, last week. They did that in Rivers. From the national, are we okay? At this point, I'm blaming the governor, Sim Fabra. He should take charge of the states. Wike does
How would he do that?
Wike does not own River States. He is the governor. Wike is the governor. So he should be, Sim is the governor. He should take charge of the states. Make sure he have all the structures on his side, move all the right people on the right side. Because from the beginning, we see how he end up appointing commissioners based on Wike's recommendation. Now it has turned around.
But isn't that the dynamics of the Nigerian political structure?
Then we need to change it.
How do you change such a
By
thing?
getting the right
Because we've been condoning it, where a political party, a governor will tell you, I am picking my successor. I made him governor. We hear that a lot. Sure. I made him local government chairman. I made him a senator. And indeed, when you dig deep, you see the kind of influence they have posed. Why are we still here?
If somebody as a governor, say I met so person as governor, ministers, the reps or senator, who are the people that vote for these people? The governors and the reps. So at this point, sometimes I used to blame the Nigerian people.
Exactly, because these people just have one vote.
Absolutely. And we have this mentality saying that even if you do not vote or vote, they are still going to give him. Let me tell you one thing. Even if you are going to rig election, you must have some numbers of votes before you rig election. So where are they getting those votes? And where are the youth? The youth only just keep complaining on something that is even baseless. The youth have channeled their energy separate to a different direction. They don't even know what we are doing.
Right.
So you ask yourself that question. The same country where we don't have good no electricity, unemployment, bad healthcare sector, nothing is working. Absolutely everything is just going down. And the youth are not saying anything. They're just keeping quiet. It is the same youths who comes out in thousands still protesting for justice for Mabad. They could not protest for justice for unemployment, nothing for them. It is the same youth in Nigeria that you see them, thousands going for a music concert.
When it comes to that which matters, like politics,
that's our biggest problem.
Determines everything.
And then you look at it closely, you ask yourself a question. Big Brother is now warming up.
The reality show.
And the Nigerian youth are now also warming up to join.
Right.
You'll be sending 100 naira, 200 naira, 1,500 naira, gathering lots of billions of naira for Big Brother. How can you, as your right senses, stand and be watching somebody doing nothing, eating food, sleeping, bathing, just a program, while you have a big situation in your own country. You don't even have good school, you don't have good hospital, you don't have roads, you don't have nothing, insecurity, unemployment, and then you are just there sitting down doing nothing.
And so those are those ones who the governors often use seamlessly and can say and beat their chest that I made him governor,
Absolutely.
I made him senator.
Absolutely. That's why if you look around, most of the governors, the ministers and everything, it is their same children who are coming back to govern us again. What do we get out of it? Because you are a senator, you are a rebel, you are a minister, you get somebody from your own state and then you give him you employ him for a place where he'll be getting 50,000 naira in a month. For example, somebody from Kebbi, you employ him in Abuja and he's receiving a salary of 70,000 naira. Are you helping him? What is he going to keep in his house? How much is transferred from here to Kebbi? The bills. How does he live? But yet their own children are getting employment of 1 million naira, 1.5, 800,000 naira, and then yet we are there sitting down happily. So all these things that they are saying, I made this, the youths or the majority of the youths are the ones that are helping them doing all these things. Because 70% of the electorate are the youths.
Exactly.
So why can't we change it?
That's the question I'm about to ask you. There's the 98th National Executive Committee meeting scheduled for tomorrow. Why can't we change it? Do we have young people speaking, or would we have that kind of representation from the Nigerian youth? You of all people are saying that the outcome of that meeting would determine your stand in the political party. But beyond this, is there some structure where the voice of this marginalized youth are going to be heard? Like you said, 70% of the voters are youth. It means you have leverage.
You know, unfortunately, for the first time in history, we have one of the worst national youth leader in the party, who is not even active, who doesn't even know where the direction is.
Could it be age? Because we celebrated his age. He was quite young at the time. I remember all of us rooting for him once we have a young man, we are indeed seeing a youth leader who is really young.
How old was Yakubu Gowon when he became head of state?
28.
Has he not done some good things? Is it age? So it's not the age.
What then is the problem?
He doesn't even know what he's doing. He doesn't.
It's one thing
he got there. He got there at the wrong time, and then unfortunately, we also failed to push him, to put him right, and sit him down to do the right thing.
Okay, well, we'll come back after this very short break, Honorable, to talk about how you failed to give him the support that will give the whole thing direction. We'll be right back. This is still Joy Asani Live. Welcome back to the concluding part of today's edition of Joy Asani Live. We've been discussing issues in the PDP and the way forward. We had gotten the conversation to the youth leader and how young people can leverage on their numbers and their capacities and energies to also negotiate a stand. Well, you were talking about a youth leader who maybe does not have that kind of support, advice and encouragement necessary to take a stand and also foster the change you want to see in the party.
I think where we got it wrong from the beginning is way back when he became the youth leader. We should have elected somebody who is well conversant with all the region. Somebody who knows the real grassroots politics, not just somebody who knows about just only one state and one local government. No, that's where we actually got it wrong. But it's good to make mistake, but it's not good to repeat the same mistake
over and over.
So that's what we're going to do now next. We're going to make sure that we elect somebody who is more conversant with all the region, who understand the youths and who can speak for the youths. That's what we're going to do now next, because we have to fix this party before it's too late. And whatever it is, we must get it done this year.
Now, speaking about fixing the party, subsequent national chairman, what would your suggestion be to ensure that it's one that is stable? Because it gets some of us dizzy when it seems like, oh, he just emerged, there's already complaints, and there are people already, asking for his suspension, his removal, and all of that. How can we get sanity in the PDP so that we do not have to, have this rancor and rift within the party?
First of all, we all must obey the rules and regulations of the party, one. And then who is going to be the next chairman should be somebody who is well respected along all the region. That's one very good factor where we should channel our energy into. And then secondly, again, somebody who can galvanize for more votes for 2027. Not just somebody, because as a national party chairman, indirectly, like, you are serving like the DG campaign of a party, or even the presidential candidate. So it should be somebody who is well respected, somebody who is more conversant with all the six geopolitical zones, and then somebody well respected. I think these are the three categories I think I'm totally managing.
How about administratively? Because you've also had certain people like that. We had the Iyochayu, who was respected, he was conversant with the entire, but he still had, we saw what happened, his unceremonial removal. This is
politics. Iyochayu removal is just because of he coming from the north and then Atiku coming from the north. That was all the whole thing. That was the reason why he was removed, but not just because.
But you're not mentioning the regional aspect of who emerges national chairman.
I think if we are going to play a fair politics, it should be from the North Central. It should be, because in the same case that happened, or what happened to National Women Leader, who lost her life. I send my deepest condolences to the family. And then the same person was brought from the same state. So it should be, I don't know, it may be from Benue also, but it should be, because it's for the North Central.
Right. You seem to speak like you have somebody in mind. Is there somebody you would like the cat out of the bag for our followers now to know if there's somebody you're rooting for? Is it too early? I don't think there's a date for the convention so far, but if there is such a person in your head among the aspirants you have seen, who would it be?
But tomorrow we'll find out.
I think we'll begin to fight. I mean, this suspense. I'm the one who usually can do this. You're in my penthouse. You're not allowed to do that.
We'll find out tomorrow. So I'm sure by 6 p.m. tomorrow, all these things we'll all find out.
We'll all find out.
Yes, it will start by 2 p.m.
Yes, of course, it will start by 2 p.m.
By 6 p.m. we'll find out.
Right. But do you think tomorrow will make or mar? I mean, are there people who are ensuring that it doesn't go south, and indeed those very important messages and direction you would like to go? Are there people who are out there to push forward this narrative, this forward-thinking narrative, not just setting them to fail, to say, okay, let's see what they do, and if they do not do what we hope would happen, we let them go?
We have leaders in the party who are the founding fathers of the party. People like McCarthy is one of them. People like Sule Lamido is there. People like former Vice President Namadi Sambo are there. They're just looking at Wiki. He have no respect for them. He thinks he owns the party. But just like I say, by tomorrow, we will know who owns the party.
By tomorrow, we'll know who owns the party. So much is going on in the PDP. We are all waiting for this 98th National Executive Committee meeting scheduled for tomorrow. It would determine a lot. We probably would even discuss it here on the program. But at this point, I would like to thank Honorable Idris Kalgo for being part of the program. You've given us a good idea as to how the PDP can indeed move forward and have that strong opposition, at least until 2027, when there will be another elections. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joy.
Right.
Thank you.
This has been a very wonderful edition of Joy Asonye Live, but this is where we draw the curtains. Like they say, time flies when you're having fun. Well, we'll be back tomorrow with so much more. Do keep a date with us. And for today, have a restful evening.